Alright, what's up YouTube? It's your boy Innuendo. If you don't get it, we innuendo, but if you with it, when it's finished in the innuendo, man, let's go. Look, I'm back at it like a bad habit with another video for you guys. This is a vlog for today. Possibly just gonna do daily vlogs for you guys. Starting out. Beautiful out here, to say the least. Really wonderful. It's like 11 o'clock right now as I'm recording this, so I don't know how hot it's supposed to be, but temperature isn't bad. Just time away and everything like that. My opposition with vacation time is like any time just away from it all is beautiful. Now, what I will say is, like, I know most people, they do go like on vacation, they actually go somewhere. Now, I kind of did go somewhere, but not to like an excluded location away from the world and stuff. I kind of just went away from my area, to say the least, and stuff like that. And I think that in and of itself is good enough just to not have to worry about interactions of just like, oh, and it's like, I mean, yeah, I'm on vacation, so it's not like I'm gonna come to work anyway, but I don't want to be in a position where it's like, oh yeah, I'm around the corner, they calling for help. It's like when you kind of distance yourself further away from everything else, it's like somebody sit there like, you're like, oh yeah, can you come into work today? I know you're on vacation and stuff like that. You don't have to feel, it kind of gives you an additional excuse, like, yeah, I'm on vacation, you know, I don't have to come in. But now I'm not even in the area, so it's like, yeah, you're not in the area. It's like, well, now I definitely can't come in. So I feel like that's a good incentive to have, like, especially on vacation. It's like, yeah, just staying in the house, like staying inside of my house at least, is something I'm not trying to do. So I'm trying to give myself more so of a breathing room to just kind of like do stuff a little different or whatever. Like, why hasn't anybody created that function while you're recording? Because I think on Snapchat you can switch the camera, but regular camera you can't. So I either have to flip the camera around that way, or I just keep it on myself, and then if I want to record something different, I just sit there and change it. Like, I cut it off, re-record and stuff. Like, why haven't they made something where you could just flip the camera? Like, what sense does that make? I feel like when it comes to like vacation time, people don't think about, okay, yeah, you're enjoying your time and stuff, and then you spend your money and stuff, you gotta go back to work and everything like that. I wanted a vacation time where it was more so like, yeah, I probably spend a little bit, but with this kind of vacation time, I'm trying to do as much as I can with no stressors, and money is one of the biggest stressors. So how do you think someone's gonna be coming back from vacation if they just spend all their money? It was like, oh, well, I spent all my money, I guess go back to work time and stuff. It's like, well, you could argue, yeah, you work hard on that money, you deserve to spend it. But people got to learn other ways to enjoy their vacation than just spending all their money. You know, at least that's why it's like a mini vacation. Like an actual vacation, I get it. You go to Hawaii or something like that, you're going to spend money. You're not going, there's no way around it. You're already spending money to even get there, you know, or on something. Somebody is spending money, or something happened. Like, everything doesn't play its part where everything is free, and no one had to spend any money. You get free tickets. Well, how did they get the tickets? Someone spent money on the free tickets. Even if you won them in a contest, you know, it's like it came from someone at some point that had to use their energy to either working or spending their money at some point. So money had to have gone through at some point. But for you, I feel like it's just easier to just find like a nice, especially on days like today. It's beautiful, it's not hot. Just find a secluded location away from everything. Just breathe. Most people go fishing a lot of times. I used to do that a few years back. Go fishing and stuff. I need to start doing that again. It's been a minute. Fishing used to be my thing, man. I was on point when I got the hang of it, man. That was a beautiful thing. Catch it like hooking the bait up and then casting the line and then catching the fish. Come on, man. That, it's not as easy as it looks either. Like, you got to make sure you hook it up right, and you got to make sure that your line and everything I haven't gone fishing in a while, but you gotta make sure everything is straight and the line and it's not tangled up. Then you reel it first. You make sure everything is good to go before you cast it. You make sure the thing with the bait is at the top, like perfect, and like you make sure everything is like the string and stuff is pulled up or down. Like you got to make sure it's like a certain way where it's not tangled up and stuff. Then when you're ready to cast it, you like cock it back and just toss it, but make sure you're holding it. That's usually easier for newcomers to do with 2 hands, to make sure they're holding it, because you don't want to accidentally throw the rod. But you take it and then you cast it, hold it, and it's going to go. And then you take your other hand, and then like you just, normally the other hand is used to reel, or one hand is used to hold it. But normally you just wait till you feel a bite, and then you kind of just reel it in. And you got to have patience with fishing, because sometimes, depending on where you fish, it takes a while. Especially if it takes a while, because not only do you got to do everything like somewhat perfect, but then you got to think too, the fish gets to bait before you reel them in, then the fish could be gone at that point. Like some fish are intelligent as shit. Like they'll sit there and sometimes they'll eat around that hook that they're supposed to get caught on them, and then you don't have a fish, and then they're like, oh dang, now I gotta put another bait. Usually the best bait, it depends on kind of fish you're trying to catch, but you want to get something that, like I know sometimes they use worms and stuff, but you want to get something that is well, see, one thing I learned is that like sometimes the worms can be used to catch like little fish, and the little fish can be used as bait as for other stuff. But what you really want to do is you sit there and you get like a certain kind of bait that can stay on that hook, not nothing too small, you know, that when you cast it, you're attract like some really cool other like fish and stuff. It's a certain bait that you use to really reel them in. So it's pretty cool. Fishing is a cool thing. A lot of people do it for like relaxation and stuff like that, collect your thoughts. It takes a lot of patience. I realized in life we don't do a lot of stuff to like relax and stuff. Like a lot of stuff we do is always like fully active. There's no patience and breathing and technique really about it for the most part. Like, and for the most part, you know. So like nowadays, like I was saying in my video the other day, it was cool to see the kids running around playing outside, because I hadn't had it in my head. Like it seemed like kids just stay inside all the time. You don't really see them really go outside anymore and like do anything. Like you don't really, like it's quiet now, but like do kids, all they do is play video games? Who knows? Like what are they really doing? And what are they getting themselves into? You know, when it comes to that, staying out of trouble and stuff, video games, not too bad, but you got the people like all we do is just we stay stuck in technology. I'm like recording on the phone right now for YouTube, but like where's ever a moment you just sit outside and just breathe, you know? That's why I said like when the weather's real nice, perfect time for me to sit and breathe. Reading a book. How many times we tell ourselves we're gonna read this book, or I'm gonna read this, or you got books in your house you don't read, you know? For what? We want to see stuff with pictures, picture books just reading is too hard for us, so we watch movies. Movies, essentially, a lot of that stuff is adapted from books. So a lot of times we might find a cheap way. I was like, oh, you know what? I'd rather just watch the movie, or instead of reading the manga, which is a book version of the animes that we watch the anime. We're like, oh, I want to watch the anime instead. And a lot of times, even with that, like most of us won't really take the time. It's like, you know what? I'll wait for the English dub or the English actors to make the videos and stuff. I don't want to sit there and make the effort to watching something I can't understand the English, if there's no English and stuff, or reading something when I could just watch the show and stuff like that. And I mean, we're all human. I'm fault of a lot of that stuff too, but do we sit there and take the time to really enhance ourselves? You know, it's a lot of stuff that we got to do to improve ourselves. The brain is one of those things for reading, you know, exercise to keep ourselves in shape. Eating healthy also helps us keep our figure and stuff like that, and maintain those nutrients that we need, the vitamins and stuff like that. Going on jogs, working out, like I said, exercising and stuff. And it's a lot of other stuff that we gotta sit down. I don't think we think about it. Stuff. Your video games. It takes a skill to do that, but like just staring at a TV screen the whole time and everything like that. And then I feel like a lot of times no one's gonna sit there and be like, you know what, I'm playing video games. I think people sit there and be like, you know what, video games, and then they get junk food and stuff. No one's thinking, let me fix an actual meal or let me eat something healthy. Like even when I play video games, I'm not trying to sit there and eat no actual dinner. So like, when I do decide to eat dinner and stuff, I'm watching a movie. I'd rather watch a movie and be still. I'm not trying to sit there and be trying to focus while I'm playing the game. Like I usually can't. Both of us so weird. And they're just taking that time. Like even when I go to sleep, most people go to sleep with a TV on or something, that extra activity to the brain. I go to sleep, everything has to be cut off. I like that silence, that peacefulness. That's what matters to me the most, being in peace. What you guys should learn is sometimes, depending on where you work too, we create those stresses on our own. You sit there, the negative energy that you bring to work. Like I used to sit there, I remember at one point, I don't remember what job it was. My first job was Burger King. And I felt like even at a certain point, it wasn't too crazy. But Burger King's a fast food place, and it's like, yeah, you can deal with the stresses of that. But after like certain jobs I started working, I kept coming to work like, I hate this job, I don't want to be. Negative energy, negative vibes, stuff like that. You got to change your attitude about things. And it depends on what you're complaining about. Sometimes you'll be able to talk to your superiors about what you're dealing with, and hopefully things can change. Some things, it just depends. Like if you're complaining about money, Burger King is not gonna pay you but so much. So find something else. I mean, if it's your first job, it's gonna take a minute for you to get there. But find something that's gonna pay you a little bit more than Burger King and utilize that. At some point, utilizing your skills, showing that you work hard, you'll be able to get promotions and more pay in your pocket and stuff, where the job can utilize itself a little bit more. But these fast food and retail jobs are not going to do it. So that's what people got to understand. You sit there and you rely on them so much, it's going to stress you out. You sit there like, I don't get paid enough for this stuff. Look, you're not the first person to say that. These jobs are always going to run in a loop in the same direction. No matter how much the job outside changes or the inside changes, the interior changes, the system changes, the employees, management changes, but people come and go. It's the same routine though. These retail fast food jobs, you're gonna always feel like they're not paying you enough. And that's what's crazy, because as jobs start to increase their pay, so does the price and the value of things. And what's funny is, yeah, all that increased, but you know what doesn't increase? The dollar, how much a dollar is worth. That's real facts, man. Like you can take a US dollar, you go somewhere else, you feel like a millionaire sometimes, but the US dollar does not increase as everything else increases. We're asking for these minimum wage increases and we keep getting them and stuff, but they only help if everything else stays where it is. If our minimum wage goes up to, let's say you work at Burger King and minimum wage finally goes up like 20 an hour, right? Let's say it does that. Because most of the places like 15 an hour for the most part. I think fast food is a little bit less. But most places like 15 an hour. Let's say in the future it's 20 an hour. How much you think things are gonna cost at that point in the future? You know, you got to think like gas goes up and down so much, and even back in the day when they was paying maybe like minimum wage was like maybe like $7 an hour, or maybe even less, maybe $1.25. I don't know, like minimum wage was probably like super low back in the day. And I remember people could tell you stories, like older folks and stuff, where you was able to get like 5 things for $1 because everything was like a quarter, a nickel, and a penny and stuff like that. You could probably get like chips, a soda, a drink, and some candy for like $1.25. Nowadays, one thing costs $1.25. Maybe a bag of chips. Even working at Aldi, like I sit there, like they have good prices there. But you got to think like the way everything costs now, prices are just gonna keep going up. Inflation, man, it's gonna keep going up, and we're gonna sit there and we asking for more pay, but companies realize what they do. And so a lot of prices go up. Like, what the freak? I was at a pizza place, Little Caesars. I was at Little Caesars, and their pizza went up. Usually, you're able to get a pepperoni or cheese pizza. They're $5 with tax. Is $5.30. Always. That was always what it was when I started buying the pieces. I don't know how long it was like that, but ever since I seen the commercials and then I started buying pieces not too long ago, it was $5.30. That was what it was with tax. The prices just went up because their minimum wage just went up, and so she told me my total was like $5.88, and I was like, oh, that's different. I was like, usually my total is usually like $5.30. She's like, yeah, the minimum wage went up. See, as minimum wage go up, the prices on things tend to go up. Inflation. Everything is what it is, but don't let it take you out of your circle, man. You got to keep sane at the end of the day. Take time out for yourself and focus. Utilize your money. Utilize on what to invest it in and what to spend it in. Even if you win the lottery, you can blow all that in like a couple of days or a couple of hours if you do bad investments or just bad spending in general. Especially bad investments. If you sit there and take your money, you spend it on an expensive car with a high car note. So even after you do that, you spend all your money, like, well, now you can't afford the car payments. Stuff like that. Or even if you pay it off, you don't have no car payment, stuff like that, you use all your life. What happens when you need to get it fixed? Can you afford to get it fixed? That's the thing. So try to utilize your money in the best way possible and not just all crazy. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Share with your friends. I put your videos out every single week. We're on the road to 200 with 182 subs. I appreciate you guys. I love you. Stay blessed. No stress. Let God take care of the rest. I'll see you guys in the next. Let me know what you want to see down in the comments below. Other than that, I gotta go. Peace.
Subscribe to him, Eli_innuendo. I did it. Y'all can do it
Shout out
too.
Tangerine.